Yes guys, it's Jando. Today we're going to be looking at how you make Screech basses, much similar to the ones that Hedex used in all of his old production and is now bringing back into new production. Sounds from the likes of Simula, Boo, Sota and many more that are using these Screech bass style sounds. So let's jump straight into it. This is the sound we're going to be looking at today. Very Hedex style, especially like his old production. So yeah, let's get straight into how we made the patch. Yes guys, just before we jump into the video, if you're interested in copying preset packs, sample packs, mix and mastering services and a bunch of other stuff, head over to our website jumpup.dnb.com. I've got all of my stuff on there now that I finally launched it. We've got the shop, which includes all of the preset packs, sample packs, and it's also got mix and mastering services here. If you head over to the services tab, it will give you more information about the mix and mastering services, as well as what you need to do if you are going to buy them. Soon I'll put up all of my dub packs. My DnB masterclass will be up there very soon as well, with a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, go over to jandodnb.com, check out all of the content, and nice one. So we're going to open a fresh new serum patch here, and to start off with, we're going to turn on oscillator A and B, and the sub, and the filter. We're going to turn down the random phase on both oscillator A and B, and then we're going to turn the level down on both oscillator A and B as well. As well, we're going to turn down the level of the sub oscillator, and we're going to take the octave down -1 decibels. We're also going to change the sub shape here to this one in the middle, triangle wave. Next, we're going to drop the octave on oscillator A down to -4, and then do the polar opposite on oscillator B and put it +4. After that, we're going to go over to basic shapes and apply them to both oscillator A and B. We're going to turn on FM from B, and then we're going to modulate the level from LFO1 onto oscillator A here. We're going to do the same thing for the sub, 75%. Then we're also going to modulate LFO1 to the cutoff here. Put this at about 99 here. After that, we're going to make our waveform. So this time we're going to go for envelope. We're going to pull the rate back to 2 bar. And then we're going to make a little shape like this. Very basic, it's just very flat. And then we're going to do a lot of stuff with, we're going to do some filter stuff to mess up the sound there. So once we've done that, we're going to push the drive up, and we're going to push it to about 35% here. We're also going to push the res up to about 33 will be fine. And then we're going to switch on the sub, the key filter here. So this is it for the main oscillator tab. We're just going to put a small amount of release onto envelope 1, a little bit. And then we're going to move over to the effects tab. When we're in the effects tab, we're going to turn on hyperdimension, distortion, EQ and filter. We're going to have them in this order. For the hyperdimension, we're going to turn down the rate on the left side, and then we're going to put the dry wet here at 15%, and we're going to leave that as is. We're going to go over to the distortion and turn on stomp box as normal, and we're going to push this up to about 70% here. On the EQ, we're just going to boost some of the midsection a little bit, so we're going to push the gain up slightly. We're going to pull back the Q, probably about 30% odd, and pull back the freak a little bit. It'll be a very muddy kind of sound at the moment. Next, we're going to head over to the filter and go over to flanges PHS 48+. We're going to turn the cutoff all the way down. We're going to push the res to about 10%. We're going to push the drive to 13%. So for this bass, we also need to change the filter, which I haven't done yet. So we're going to move that over to MG low 24. That opens the filter up more. And then we're going to do a little bit of automation on the pitch bend. So if we look at the previous automation that we've done on the original, this is the pitch bend that we're going to copy. So you won't have this obviously, but we're going to start at 1, come down to 70, and then finish on flat on 0.5. but mess around with the pitch bend how you like it, but this is the way that I've done it. And that's it for the patch so far. Now we're just going to move on to the post-processing. So post-processing, we're going to look at saturator. So we're going to do plus 2.86, and we're going to do a medium curve. This is just to add like a bit of grit to the bass, that's all. And saturate it. Push those harmonics a little bit. And then we've got decapitator here. So we've pushed decapitator up quite a lot on this one. We pushed it all the way up to 7. And then we've not touched anything else. Again, just adding grit, distortion. I mean, most of these sounds that I make are just heavily distorted sounds and a lot of harmonics going on. Reverb, this is just a stock Ableton reverb, and I've literally done nothing to this other than messed around with the low cut. And then we have FabFilter Pro R. So we've done 0.85 on the space, and then we've done 31.5 on the mix. And then we've just pushed the filter on the EQ a little bit. So the EQ on the reverb a little bit over, so that we're just getting these highs. We've also got the glue compressor, and we've got an EQ that's just taken off the low end, and we're boosting the kind of the high, mid-highs quite a bit here. We'll go back to this, and then one thing that I forgot to mention was the FM from B. We're going to put this at exactly 83%. If you move this around percentages like 1% down and 1% up, you'll notice a massive difference. So yeah, that's where we're going to put the FM on that one, and then we should have a sound like this by the end of it. Yeah, that's how you make a bass. A lot similar to the old production that Hedex used to make, but he's now kind of incorporating the screechy stuff into his new production as well. I hope the tutorial was helpful. Go over to my website, jumpup.dnb.com. I'll link it in the description. We're going to include the sample pack that I showed previously in the video. It'll be up there for probably about £10 with a bunch of other stuff. And if you want to get your hands on like mix and mastering services and loads of preset packs and stuff like that, then head over to my website and also my Patreon for exclusive content. Nice one.